Okay, I think we should be live. Hello, everybody.
Hi.
If you can hear us and see us, then leave us a comment to let us know just to make sure everything is pulled up correctly. But I think we should be good to go. I've been doing a lot of these little like writing sprints this month as part of Cody's 90-day novel challenge slash just general Q4 goal challenges, which is fun. And today I'm streaming. Wait, this side. I'm streaming with Meredith of Meredith Phillips, which if you do not know her, you should. Do you want to like? I probably shouldn't have sprung this on you, but do you want to like introduce yourself
Yeah,
to
I can.
people?
I'm Meredith Phillips. I have a YouTube channel under basically the same name, Meredith Phillips Writes, and I write Regency romance. I got an agent over the summer, so that was very exciting, and we're trying to sell a book, so hopefully. But yeah, I started a new project in like mid-September, and I just finished the first draft of that on this past Monday. So that was very fun. I was very glad to put the end on that one. And now I'm just like letting it sit for a little while and we'll get
Okay.
back to it eventually.
Yeah, I love doing that. Just I feel like part of it is that I have the like ADHD thing where like I forget things very quickly if I don't like I will recall them when I reintroduce myself to them, but like if I go a month or two without looking for a project and I come back to it, I'm like, whoa,
Yeah.
it's new.
I usually can't stand to leave it for that long because I'm always like when I get to the end of a draft, I already know like, oh, I've got to fix this, or oh, I forgot about that, or I already have a list in my head of like what I want to try to do next. But I know it's good to just let it sit for a little second. So I'm gonna try to let it sit for like a week or two.
Mm,
We'll
that's
see.
smart.
And
Yeah,
then
I
I'll be
feel
like,
like
oh, ready to go. Draft two.
yeah, I feel like I don't know why I got into taking such big breaks because I definitely don't need to take big breaks because like even a week for me is like normally enough that by the time I'm reading the beginning again, it's like I barely remember what I wrote.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, which is fun, but I'll take all my notes of things I wanna change, and then I'm like, "Now I'm gonna work on this other project," and just completely have no idea what's happening when I come back, and I'm just like,
Oh
"Whoa,
no,
this book."
that would be awful. Yeah. I can't imagine doing like all of my notes on a to start a draft two and then not starting it.
Yeah, I don't know why I do it to myself because it's physically painful for me, but I don't know why I do it. I'm like, "Well, okay, I have to take a break, so clearly I have to switch over to this other project," and I don't know why I do it to myself.
I don't either. That's painful. I
Yeah.
think I only ever have like I'm like very much a one project
Mm,
girl. And so that's the project. And I don't know. I just never have like I have like vague ideas for other stuff in mind, but
mm,
I don't usually let myself really think about it hardcore because then that's what I'm gonna want to do. And
yeah.
I'm very much like I gotta finish something. So
Yeah, I feel like that's what I'm naturally inclined to do, and then when I got into, like, the whole beta reader and editor thing, I'm like, "I will not stop working on this unless I'm working on something else," so it's the only
yeah.
way I can keep myself from, like, because I think I did this the first time I had betas, where I gave it to betas, then I started working on stuff, and then by the time I got their feedback, like, a month later, I'm like, "Oh, well, I already changed all of that."
Oh gosh, yeah. I have
Ugh,
to have something to do though. Yeah, if I put it aside, um, like I'm working on a beta reader project for a friend
mm,
now. So that's what I'm going to be working on today. And then earlier this week, before I had gotten the beta reader stuff, I was like, I don't. What am I doing with my time? Like, what do I do right now? I woke up at my regular wake up time, which is usually my writing time, and I'm like,
mm.
hello. So anyway, I did a lot of spreadsheet work. I didn't need to do that, but it was fun. And
I love a spreadsheet.
I was like, I had this one specific question. I was like, I'm gonna go on Publishers Marketplace and just try to figure it out. It turned into this massive multi-tab spreadsheet situation. And I was just like, girl,
Those are
why?
my favorite.
But it was fun. This is why I need a writing project because otherwise I do crazy stuff and it's like, goodness.
I feel that, I do.
Yeah.
Oh, I realized okay, wait. Okay. Let me say hello to everyone because people are like chatting and I have it on screen so I can see it. But hello, Bazingo87. We sound good. That's good because we just went off on a tangent. So I'm glad you heard it. Hello, DJH47. Hi. Christina the writer. Hey. Falcon Lux. Oh, no worries. Yeah, I mean, pop in and out, and y'all feel free to do whatever you're working on. And hello, Seb. Welcome. Okay, I think that's everyone in the chat. Okay. I know it lags, but it's not that bad. Okay, yeah. So I mean, Meredith, you said what you're working on this morning. You're working on beta reading. If anyone wants to let us know what they're working on in the chat, I am always curious. I especially love it when like people are working like the randomest things. It's just, I don't know. It feels fun.
Yeah.
I think my plan, I was going to dive straight into copy edits for Because the Beast Came. But I think what I'm actually going to do for the first sprint is work on my Q4 planning because I feel like I've had like 2 weeks where I have not done anything because I was on a trip. And now I'm like, I need to reorient myself and what's happening and the plans and the.
Yes.
So I'm going to do that and make sure I have all my trackers set up for the rest of the month. And then in later sprints, I'll dive into more copy edits. That's my plan.
That's good.
Okay, so Bazingo says, I will be planning week by week. Ooh, I can pull it up. Look at me remembering fancy StreamYard features. I will be planning week by week in an Excel that shows that I will be watching in 2026. If I have time, I will be planning month by month all the books I will be reading in 2026. Oh my gosh.
Oh, you're so organized. Wow.
Yeah.
We
and
love
like
a spreadsheet.
yes, I love a spreadsheet. If you can stick to that though, I am 20 times more impressed because like I feel like I could see myself doing that level of planning, but I wouldn't follow any of it because I'm such a mood watcher, reader, all those things.
Yeah, me too.
It's chaos over here. It's bad. Okay, let's see. What is Christina doing? Christina is making themselves a late breakfast and working on some knitting. Ooh, because you can't write with the kiddos around. Yeah, that's fair. I've been doing a lot of like, I have a knitting project that I haven't touched in like 9 months, which is sad because my daughter is like, are you going to finish making my ballerina? And I'm like,
maybe for Christmas. Well, Christmas coming up. Hey, there you go.
Good call, good call. I've been like drawing and doodling.
That's fun though.
Ooh, part of a script writing team for a radio drama class. We're doing something Oz themed.
Oh, that's very cool.
That's so neat.
Radio drama class. That's really interesting.
Radio dramas. I know, I'm fascinated. Wow. Lose so much time thinking of what to read or what to watch in the moment. That's fair. I feel like sometimes taking the choice out of it can help. You know, if you're like, okay, I have to do this, it can help if you can make yourself do it.
Yeah.
See, what is Seb doing? Ooh, Seb is doing mostly wiki updates and edits today. That's probably for Seb's world building wiki. Keep trying to kick off the developmental edits for my novella. I feel like you can do it. You know what you should do for this stream? You should change one word. Like one word, that's it, right? Like I feel like you could change one word, right? And then one more word next.
Yeah, what I was gonna say, one word always ends up being like 1,500 words by the end of the day.
Exactly. Yeah. Like setting like super tiny little goals. Oh, what is it that they do? Actually, this is interesting for you, Seb. So if you're familiar with Lexember, which is is that short for Lexergy? I don't actually know. It's a conlanging thing, but they do like to help people make progress on their constructed languages. Throughout December, you're supposed to do one word a day. Like you coin one word, and that's all you have to do. I wonder if you could do a version of that for your novella that's like super tiny little, like you could do it in 5-minute kind of goals, and then maybe you keep going.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Oh yeah. Do you ever want to watch something new that came out and didn't plan for? That's always my struggle. Yeah, the surprise releases. You can do it.
Sometimes it's just that first 5 minutes where you're like, ugh. But then once you start and get over that initial hump, it can go pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, that's always the hardest, like, starting is always the hardest part for me. Just, like, it's the context switching, I think, that's hard for me. Like, if I can context switch to writing or to whatever I'm trying to work on, I'm good, but sometimes getting that context to switch, like, if I'm too focused on something else, then I'm just like, "I can't do it."
Yeah. That's where vlogging comes in so handy.
Yes, it does, honestly.
I wanna post a video, so I guess I better have something to film.
Honestly, though, I think my AuthorTube channel is half why I've been so consistent and good at doing things, like
For real. For
mhm,
real. Yeah.
mhm. I could try the one-word day, one two-word day. Yes, do it. Do
Oh.
it. I like it. And you can post in the Discord and just be like, the one word, context switching. Yep. Mhm. It's hard.
Sorry if you heard that.
Okay, I think does anyone have any super important questions or topics of concern for us to discuss before we dive into our first writing session, productivity sprint, whatever, since I guess neither of us are technically writing this sprint.
Yeah. Well, I'll be writing notes
That's true,
for
that
the
counts.
married,
Yeah.
so, I mean, I'm
Mhm.
writing, it's just not, like,
Yeah.
specific for me.
Mhm. I'm writing plans, that counts as writing.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh. Ugh, I feel very unhinged today, although I feel like I say that every time I stream ever, I feel like it just unlocks the part of my brain that's just mildly crazy. It's good. Okay, I'm not seeing anything come in. It's always hard trying to remember what the time lag is because I think it's like is it like a full 30 seconds or is it less than
It's
that?
like a nice little chunky bit of time, like 30 seconds or so, I wanna say.
Yeah,
I don't
because
know
you
if
have to, like, ask a question and then, like, ramble while you wait for
yeah.
responses to come
Professional
in.
streamers.
Okay, okay, wait. DJH47 says, "I'm kinda lost as to fictional context." Fictional context.
I'm not sure
I
what you
don't
I'm not
yeah, I
sure
don't
what the question means. Lost in
know.
fictional context?
Can
Context
we have
switching?
clarification? Like, context switching? Is that are you asking about context switching, or are you asking about how is this about the Lexember thing that I mentioned? Unsub says only 8 seconds. Ooh,
It
okay,
feels
that's not too
like
bad.
30 minutes, okay? 'Cause you're just like, "Hey, we're just waiting."
Yeah, yeah. Like, where the story is. Where the story is for context. Oh, is this for the Oz-themed radio drama class?
Where the story is? I'm so sorry, I'm not sure exactly what is being asked. Um,
I think this is saying are you saying that you're lost about the fictional context of placing your Oz story that you were talking about doing for your radio drama class? The 8 seconds kills me.
I mean, it seems like it should if it's an Oz-based, script.
Oh, no, just wondering what project you were
Oh,
oh,
okay.
that makes so much more sense. We're over here overthinking everything. Okay, so my project, that I'm working on, yeah, okay. I think that is a question for us. I'm working on copy edits, or I'm gonna be working on copy edits for Because the Beast Came, which is my, like, fantasy debut in April. So I'm working on that. It's in a pretty good state right now. I wanna do another pass of, like, copy edits, and I'm really, really bad at all the things that you need copy edits for, like using consistent terminology for things. I'm really bad at, like, with fantasy, you have to come up with so many terms, like, and it's like, okay, well, are these words going to be capitalized? Are they always going to be capitalized or just when they're used as proper names? Am I going to use like hyphens to separate the terms so that it's like one thing. What am I going to call this consistently? Like, I'm really bad at all of that. And also, I feel like, Meredith, if you read my draft before this with all the grammar classes and like editing classes you've been taking, you would probably cry at how
No,
like,
there's so much stuff that I was learning where I was like, I wouldn't I would never have even thought of
mhm.
this.
It's
So,
I feel like I don't have any of that or any of the normal people stuff. Like, my commas are all wrong. I put commas where you shouldn't have commas, and I don't put them where you should have commas. I, like I capitalized every, like all those terms that are only capitalized when it's part of a proper noun, like uncle. So, like, every time I had uncle, it was always capitalized and, like, just tons of stuff like that all through, and I was just like, "Oh, no."
oh. That's why we have copy editors. We don't have to know
Exactly.
all the rules, we just gotta make sure they do,
Yep,
and
yep.
all of their suggestions.
Yeah, exactly. It's a rough life, but yes. And then your beta reading, I mean, I feel like you can't really say too much about that because it's
Yeah,
probably
I mean, it's a Regency romance, so I'm having fun with that, and then I just finished, like, a cold read through yesterday, and
mhm,
so I've had it it's kinda been sitting in my brain, and I'm gonna go in and do just some notes about what I loved, what I think could be tweaked, all that kinda stuff, so
mhm. Yeah, I feel like that makes sense. Beta reading is so much fun. It's so
it
fun.
is, I really enjoy it.
Mhm. It was very stressful the first few times I did it, but I feel like as you get more used to it, and especially as you get used to working with individual people,
Mhm.
like, it's so much more nuanced than just I don't know, I guess I always used to think that when you would beta read something, you would, like, just read it and, like, there's one type of beta reading and one type of focus, but it's like, it really depends on where the project is and what stage they're at and what they're looking for and, like, I don't know. It's fun.
Yeah.
Okay. Seb's got Scrivener up, brilliant. Owuraquabi. Owuraquabi. Did I say that right? Love your show, very informative. I don't know who that's for, but, thank you for everyone's behalf. Um, Oz Project is early in development. It's about TikTok, the robot, and automation. Ooh, alright.
That's cool.
Such fun projects today. Good luck, friends. Alright, I feel like we definitely need to dive into a sprint or we were just gonna be, like, yabbing for 20 years. Okay, let's do 25 or 35 minutes. What's it gonna be, Meredith? 25 or 35?
Why don't we split the difference and do 30?
Perfect. Sold. Okay, let me pull that up. I like it. Okay, okay. Let me see if I remember how to do this.
Yeah, I found I have so much trouble switching the timer clock on some of those clock
Mhm.
apps, and I'm just like, "Why do they make it so hidden? It should be just, like, right there."
Yeah. Yeah, I had that problem with, Flocus the first time I tried to change
Yes!
it.
I was like, "Wait, I just wanna change the timer, why can't I just double click it?"
Yeah, yeah, it's a rough life. Okay, everybody, we are gonna begin our 30-minute Pomodoro Timer here. We're gonna mute ourselves, and then I think you'll hear whatever the alarm that goes off with this timer should go off. I think this one's pretty gentle. I think the Flocus one was a little, like, jarring, but I think this one's better. And then we'll just be like, "Yo, how'd it go?" Also, hi, Emma. Okay. Alright, let's get going and begin. Okay, I think that's our 30-minute timer. Let's see. Okay. How did that go for you, Meredith?
Oh man, it went pretty good. It always goes so fast.
I know.
I'm one of the worst things, okay, one of the worst things about writing Regency romance or historical romance taking place where there's British people with freaking titles. Lord so and so, Baronet this guy, it's so complicated to figure out is she Miss last name? Is she lady title? Like,
Mhm.
what do you call her in public? What do you call her in a letter? It's different. Ugh. There's so many rules. And so I'm trying to look up to help this person figure out, like, okay, I knew certain things were not right, but then looking it up and trying to figure out, okay, wait, what would she be? It's like, oh, why did they have to make it so complicated? But it's very complicated.
Mhm.
So anyway, I was focused on that for the like most of this time.
Yeah. I feel like I don't think it'll ever happen for me personally, but like the idea of like writing historical stuff is always so cool to me because you can do all that research and like the things are already, you know
Yes.
what I mean? I can totally understand why it would like drive people crazy trying to find it all, but it's very cool to me.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, the answers are there, but you get into stuff where it's like, okay, well, she was married to an earl, but then he died, and now she gets married to a commoner. So is she still Lady such and such, or is she now
Mm,
Mrs. So and so? It's just like you get into all these like goofy questions where it's is he the Marquis of such and such, or is he just Marquis of such and such?
mhm, mhm.
Anyway,
It's I can imagine. Oh my gosh. Oh, everyone should, if you haven't already, let us know how that sprint went for you. If you want to share something that you did, like a line or just a fun fact, feel free to send them our way. I got pretty far in my planning. I mostly got around to just reorienting myself. So I made myself, can you see this? Nice little color coded.
you love a color coding moment.
Yeah. It's I feel like I flip-flop a lot around how I like to plan things. Because like when I was doing, are you familiar with the HB90, like Heart Breathing's 90-day?
I've never taken that. I mean, I know its existence, but I don't really know how it's set up particularly now.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot. Like you plan out every like 30-minute block for a 90-day period. So it's a lot, and it was good for me to do like once
Yeah.
that intense, but like I can't keep doing that. So I've been like flip-flopping around and I decided I needed to get back to the color coding again this time. So I'm hoping that helps, especially now that the way that I'm structuring my time is changing because I realized my initial goals for Q4 were like I can't remember exactly what it was, but like I counted out how much time I'm actually gonna have to do stuff, and I had like overbooked myself by like 3 times.
Oh my gosh.
So
Whoops.
so I've been finagling everything, tweaking all my Patreon stuff, tweaking all my goals for myself, setting lots of rules for myself of not doing things I shouldn't be doing when I shouldn't be doing them.
Yeah.
It's good. Okay, so let's see what we got. Seb decided to continue the short zombie story. It got 180 words.
Yay.
Epic. Very epic. Um, Coming up with those layers of nuanced communication for a culture is fun. Relative rank, familiarity, intention, context all matter in how titles are used or set aside.
Yeah.
I've been avoiding having to do that for one of my worlds so far because I normally don't write from people that are like royalty. You know, like I did one book, I had it, but I did not go as far as like, you know, the like British nobility rank system. Like I did not go that far. It was like very simplified. And then for my current one, I think the only person of rank they ever talk to in the entire book duology is like a duchess, and this is after like the whole civilization collapse, so like ain't nobody care about
How convenient. How
I
convenient for
know.
you not to have to figure it out.
Yeah, one day I'm sure I'll deal with that, but for now.
I mean, avoid it if you can, man.
Mm-hmm. See, and as a history nerd, I appreciate when authors take the time to do the research. Yes, I do too. I love learning about history, and I love learning about relevant history, not like relevant for my daily life, because like that would be cool and all, but like if you're reading a book and there's all this historical information that's like relevant to the book and the plot, I'm just like, oh.
Yeah, I like doing all the research too. It can be fun. It can be a huge rabbit trail because you'll look for one thing and find something else that's super cool, and then you're reading and reading and reading. It's like, wait, what was I supposed to be looking for again? But
Yeah.
yeah, it is fun, and I like that the answers are there. I think that's why I like historical. Like I used to try to write fantasy, and I was just like the absolute worst because all the world building stuff, I was like, I don't know. There's 10,000 choices. And when you
Yeah.
choose one thing, like, okay, the culture is going to be this one little aspect of it, that has like a chain reaction on everything.
Yeah.
But I could never. I was just like, I can't do this. Let me just look up what actually has happened in some civilization somewhere in history.
Yeah.
Just use that.
It, it's definitely a choice. And I will say I get more into it than I think most fantasy authors do.
And you get kind of into it, yeah.
Just a little bit. But I get people that comment on my videos all the time, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, this is so cool to watch, but you make me so glad I don't write fantasy." And I'm like,
It doesn't have to be quite that intense, but I used to, yeah, back in like 10 years ago when I started writing, I was writing YA fantasy, and there's so many like, okay, well, if it's gonna be this way, why is it this way?
mhm.
And then you're like making up hundreds of years of history to make it make sense. And I'm like, I was like, I just want to write a story.
Yeah.
I don't want to do this.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's very fair. Like, it's definitely not for everyone. And I mean, it's great for me because like the world building part of it is one of the things I like so much. Like, I love the world building,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, it's a whole thing, and like I have to start, and I think part of this could be why like I flip-flop with projects a little bit, but like I have to start the world building for a project way before I start actually writing it. Like I'm working on two different world building projects right now. Well, I guess technically I just sat one of them down, but like after this duology, I'm going to work on a series that's in what I'm calling my like magic potion world, and I have outlined that whole book, but like I've still been working on like making the spell language for it and working on the chemistry system for how the potions will work and like figuring out how the clothing is going to look because there is going to be like an academic rank system and like figuring all of that out. And like I haven't even gotten to writing it, and I probably won't start for over a year. And then I'm doing all the world building for my Pillar World project, which like I don't even know what books I'm going to put there yet, but I'm like it's like you have to start so much
You got
earlier.
the basis ready to go.
Yep. Okay, let's see. What do we have? Peter Wolfbild says, hello there. It's awesome to find someone in the writing subject. Yes. Are you guys doing fiction or nonfiction? We are fiction writers. I always have to think about that, what those terms mean. Yes, we are fiction. We are
But
fantasy.
I read plenty of nonfiction to write the fiction I write.
Yes, yes. I have a whole bookcase. I have 3 bookcases in my studio. One is entirely nonfiction and 2 are fiction. Let's see. I've been headlight writing, and I'm so intimidated by thought of eventually going back and adding that kind of detail to the book. Yeah, I mean, my best advice is like find yourself a good beta reader. All the things.
Yeah.
Like if you're historical, like make sure you have like a good historical beta reader. If you do fantasy, like get yourself a fantasy beta reader in there that can like ask questions and like see it from other perspectives too. Cause like I feel like one person alone, like when you're in it, you can never think of everything.
Yeah. No, you can't.
Mm-hmm. Margot K. Wright says, good morning. Good morning. And Seb's getting coffee right along with morning time. I like it. Let's see. Bazingo87 says, my writing is a side effect of world building, which is my main passion. Madeline, you being a world builder. I love a world building legend. What is the balance for you? Do you prefer writing more than world building or the reverse? I mean, writing is definitely the primary hobby for me. Like that is the passion, that's the goal. I wouldn't world build if I wasn't world building for writing. But that being said, I think I give a lot of weight to the world building. Like I'm definitely on the heavier world building side of fantasy writers just because I find it very fascinating and I love tumbling into all these like you were saying, Meredith, all the chain reactions of like, okay, like if this is this way, then that affects all these different things and exploring worlds that are different and things that are different. And it's also an excuse to research things that I also find interesting. Like I love geology. I love, climatology. I love, getting into biology and rocks and history and how society develops. And I like learning all those things. And this gives me a purpose for doing that, which is fun. I would say my balance is probably a lot more writing focused than people that watch my world building channel would think, just due to like all the guides. Like I dive heavy into everything for all the guides because I'm learning how to do everything. But like for one writing project, you don't have to do everything. You just have to do what's relevant for the story. And like you need like some background stuff, but like you don't have to do everything for every story. So I definitely like to focus on the things that are relevant for a story. So it's probably a lot more limited than you would think. But yes, and also rocks. Exactly, Steph. I do love rocks. It's good. I need to do like a rock-based magic system at some point just because I want to get into it because like I can't remember how long my rock world building guide is, but I want to say it's like
it was a longer one, wasn't it?
It's really long. It's either I can't remember if it's 3 hours total or 2 3-hour long videos. I can't remember.
It was. Like, I remember clicking on it and being like, "Wow, this is more information than I ever could imagine there being about rocks." But okay.
Yeah, pretty much. But I have never done all of that for one of my writing project worlds, right? Like I did that because I wanted to learn about it and I wanted to have the guide and ability so that when I want to do that at some point I can. But like I'm not going to do that unless I have a story where it's particularly relevant, right? So like that's where kind of my world building guides probably make me seem a little bit more insane than I actually am. I'm much more into world building. Writing is part of that, and storytelling is a way of sharing the whole projects with others. Yeah. I feel like there's a lot of people that do that, right? That world build first and then write to explore and showcase it, which I think is very fun. Because am I gonna get this wrong? Tolkien was like that, right? Tolkien was essentially like made a bunch of languages and then created. Is that the one I'm thinking of, or am I thinking of Game of Thrones? I think it was Tolkien though, with Lord of the Rings, where like Tolkien made all the languages and then created the story to showcase all these languages that they created. So like they were a linguist first, and then I think
he did the world building stuff first for sure. Like he was building all the languages first before he wrote the stories. But I don't know if the stories came out of a desire to have a way to share the language, or if he was just like, and also I have these story ideas to go with it. I don't know what his motive there was.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was, but I know there was. I know that it was a very language first process there at the very least.
And all the maps and stuff too, I think he did first. And like all the histories and stuff, like he did a lot. He's like the master world builder.
Yeah.
The OG world builder.
Exactly. Okay, yes. Seb is saying he was a linguist first. Okay. World building came out of the languages and then the stories from there. Interesting. Peter says, I'm probably one of the luckiest writers out there when it comes to beta reading. I met an awesome writer 10 years ago. We not only evolved a ton together, but I also married her 8 years later. Perfect! Why not marry your beta reader? That's sweet. I like that. Very sweet. Okay. All right, so are we ready for another sprint?
I am.
I'm
I still
ready.
got to figure out these characters' titles.
Fair, fair. I think I'm gonna be ready to switch over to the copy editing. I just need to figure out what my like week by week goal is of like how much I need to finish, which
Mm.
I need to break down because I'm normally really bad at doing multiple passes for a draft, like doing one pass to fix the grammar stuff and one fix pass to fix this thing. So like I'm not entirely sure how I want to break that down in terms of like tracking it and making sure I'm done all time. So that's what I'm gonna like look at real quick and then dive into the copy edits during this sprint. Yes.
Okay. Good luck.
Thank you. All right. Let's get this going. Let's switch over to our little sprinting layout. All right. Good luck, everybody, and we'll check in 30 minutes. Okay, go. Okay, I think that's the end of our 30-minute sprint. So I'm curious how everyone did. I was just peeking through the chat, and I feel like I've come to the conclusion that I need to get like a little media thing that sticks up in the corner that explains what we're doing. Because I feel like people that aren't used to the like writing sprint world pops in and they're like, "What are you doing?"
It's the most boring live stream of all time.
I know, we're doing nothing. Oh my gosh. But yeah, for those that didn't, because I know I explained it earlier in the chat, but if there's anyone still here who hasn't heard the spiel, we're doing writing sprints or writing adjacent things or whatever productivity things you want to do sprints. But the idea is, I mean, it's almost sort of like a body doubling thing where we're working on our stuff live. You all can work on your stuff with us, and then we chat in between productivity sprints. Essentially, is the idea. Let's see. One thing I'll note, I know you were asking about this, Peter. The best way to get on sprints is to just, I don't know, get to know people via various comments and attending people's live streams and stuff like that. I know there's a lot of people that are very good at streaming with people, and then there are people that are very awkward. Like me, where like this is the first time I think Meredith and I have ever actually been on a stream together. And we've known each other for how many years now?
Like 5.5.
Yeah, like it's been a very long time.
Yeah.
But there's some people that are just better at talking to people and thinking about it. But yeah, I think that's always a good way to go. Just getting to know people, building up a rapport, and then streaming, you know? Let's see. Okay, Seb got 255 words. That's awesome. Let's see.
Did you start your copy editing?
Oh, yeah. Yes, I did. I got one line in.
Oh! She's on a roll.
I'm on a roll. I did finish my I got stuck for so long looking at how I was gonna break down all the passes because I want to do like the copy edit pass where I fix all the big copy stuffs before I change anything because it's like there's so many like little red lines and I don't know if there's a better way to do this, which actually maybe you know. But I have the Word document that is I've merged all my comments from the 3 betas I had at that stage and also my copy editor. But like obviously that's not what's in Scrivener. So I'm just kind of scrolling through that document and like finding the lines and making the same changes that like my copy editor made. And like I feel like a normal person would just be working on their book in Word at this point and just click accept changes on everything.
Yeah.
But I have to do it all manually. So
that's super painful. Oh my goodness. I would okay, so I also love Scrivener and the idea of working in Word just like it ruins my day. It really ruins my day. And so what I did this last time is I did all of my changes that I wanted to do in Scrivener. I exported it to a Word doc. And then I combined it. What did I do? I combined it with the previous version of it that had been downloaded to Word and asked it to track changes. So, oh, she added a sentence here, or she deleted this paragraph, or whatever. So with you with the copy edits, what you could do is I would take the copy edit document and accept or reject whatever you want to do. So you have a clean new sheet and then merge that with anything else. But I don't know how you're going to do. So you're still making changes like with beta reader stuff, but you've already have the copy edit done.
Yeah, so like basically they weren't like early beta readers, they were like late beta readers. Like one of them had already read like an earlier draft and was reading through to comment. Like it's mostly they commented on not high level, but like not developmental stuff, but like little continuity things that might have stuck around or things that changed between drafts. So like I don't have a ton of comments from them. It's not like earlier when I was doing like a strictly like beta pass. I guess they did more like almost like an arc pass, where a lot of it was just like emotions and thoughts and like, oh hey, didn't you say this 3 pages ago that must have changed at some point? I don't know. So it's not a lot of comments that I have for them. It's only a few, and I do have the track changes. Like I can see in red everything that changed. It's just like sometimes it's like when they add a comma, it's like so little to see.
Yeah.
It's just a
Yeah.
struggle. Um,
Wow. Maybe I would do any changes you wanna make with the beta reader comments first,
mm, and then go through and just yeah.
and then go in. Mm.
Mhm. Yeah, it's fun. So I have to do that whole pass, right? Which, like, I don't wanna change anything else in here before I do that because I need everything to line up.
Yeah.
And then after that, I wanna do a pass to make sure the weather and timeline is consistent because I had to, like for book 2, I had to make the weather a huge deal, and then I was like, "Wait a second. I need to tweak this for book 1 to be equally a big deal." So I need to, like, just change the weather descriptions and add some more, like, details there, and then I wanna do a pass on the weaponry and combat just to make sure it's consistent because like I wasn't as consistent earlier on. So like a consistency terminology pass of how like the magic system works with combat, and then just like a final pass. Just
Mm.
like a final one. So I was like breaking up all the time I have left between those so that I don't fall
Oh my goodness.
behind.
Oh, that's so much. Do you have, like are you doing another copy edit after this, or are you going for, like, a proofreader, or is this, like, it?
I'm gonna have like 2 proof passes. Like the first proof pass is gonna be less of a formal proof pass that I'm just gonna have my husband do because he's very good with like grammar and that sort of stuff. So he'll pick up any final copy stuffs I missed and do or that I reintroduced
Yeah.
and then do like some proof comments, and then I'll have like a final like super quick proofreader do it probably. I think.
That should be good.
And then maybe some arc readers in there too because I have some people that like were like, "Oh, I'll like, not quite arc readers, like random public arc readers, but, like, people I know that are like, "Oh, I'd read it and give you my thoughts before." I don't know.
That's a
Mhm.
lot. That's a lot to do.
Yeah.
Wow.
How did your sprint go?
I'm still working on these freaking titles.
Mhm.
Oh my goodness. There's
It's
just, like, a lot of characters, and so I'm trying to figure out, okay, she says it's Miss this lady, but she can only be Miss this lady if her father
mhm.
is a baron or a viscount, and if he's an earl, then she has to be lady this, whatever. So, just like,
Yeah.
it's
It'd
so
be
annoying.
it'd
Ugh.
be so nice if there was, like, a book called, like, The Definitive Guide to Regency
Yeah, and the thing
titles.
is, like, if you start looking stuff up, you will get
Mhm.
conflicting information because people have put the wrong thing sometimes on
Mm,
different websites, and it's so then
mm.
you're like, "Who do I believe? I don't know.
Yeah,
Today, I'm
that's
gonna
true.
go with this one." So there is one site that is pretty good the way it breaks it down, and it's referenced often as, like,
Yeah,
this is pretty solid. So,
that's pretty good. I feel like at some point, you just have to, like, pick something and go with it because
yeah,
oof,
and I
it's
mean
all over.
most readers are not gonna care, but the readers who do care are gonna be like, "Well, actually," and you don't want that in, like, the review, you know?
Yeah, that's true,
It's
that's
just
true, you
like,
don't want that.
"Let me just try to get it as good as I can." Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. What do we have in the chat? Da, 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 da. Bazingo's struggling a bit. I mean, it's always a struggle. Like I feel like even no matter how low the stakes are, I feel like it can always be a struggle. So don't be too hard on yourself. Um, let's see, Margot ended up chatting with someone. They were doing a beta read for during that sprint. Nice. Oh, wait. There we go. Because I realized it was like the little comment thing
Yeah.
was like chopping up your face. Um, let's see, in one live. I see. What I was thinking is that you can have more folks at the same time in one live, like a community event or something. People do those for sure. Like I know Cody, the writer, is organizing a lot of things, and I think they're putting together like they have like 4 or so people in a lot of those streams. So that's definitely a thing people do on and off that various like streamers organize. I am not a pro writing streamer, so I'm just like here for shenanigans. I think this is like the 4th or 5th one I've done. I don't know. Um, Seb has finished the fight scene. Ooh, 2 to 3 scenes left. Very nice. Yeah. So let's see. Target is 5,000 words. I feel like that's pretty solid for a short story. And you're very close.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, let's see. Doesn't it hurt to stop just because of a timer? I'm not sure I could do it if I'm in the flow.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like, girl, okay,
It's
hey, hi.
it's also the benefit of like being in the chat versus being live, because if you're in the chat, you could just be like, no, I'm gonna keep working, right? Like you could just keep going. But yeah, I mean, definitely it can be distracting. But this is also why like I wouldn't live stream all the writing work I ever do, you know?
Yeah, that
I
would be
mean,
exhausting.
it really would be. It
Yeah.
really would be. But it's also like I think the way some people work. Like some people actually always work with the Pomodoro things where they work like 25 minutes, take a 5-minute break, 25 minutes, take a 5-minute break. Like I have a little timer block thing that like I pretend that I use sometimes, but I really don't. I just
Yeah, I usually don't do a timer, but
Mhm.
it's fun for like this kind of thing, you know. I wouldn't want to
Yeah.
do it all the time.
Yeah. Oh, we have a question for Meredith.
So if you find that gets in the way of the story a bit, or does making the story fit into it make it more fun for you? Ooh, that's a good question.
Mhm.
You can definitely be in danger of like historical info dumps, which we really don't want to do. Especially, I'm writing historical romance. The
Mm.
readers are not here to learn things about history. Okay, they're here for the romance.
I mean,
And
I'd
so
be here for both.
yeah, I feel like if you're writing historical fiction, you
Mm.
would get much more readership where it's like, no, 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 they actually want like a lot of the historic details. So you might get away more with like a little more info dumpy kind of stuff in there. Um, I don't feel like it gets in the way. I mean, I'll have a little line here and there where it's like, here's what this thing is. Or a lot of times you're just incorporating the information into their speech or the conversations or the narrative. Like I have in the book that is completed now and with my agent and everything, um, a big part of that was researching the Royal Academy's exhibition. I know
Mhm.
a lot about the Royal Academy's exhibition, but not all that information is in the book. It's layered in, so you get the historical context that you need to understand the story, but the story definitely takes precedent over any of the historical stuff. For my genre, at least, that's how it works. But I do enjoy the historical tidbits. I think they're fun.
Yeah. It's I like like I think people there like are less looking to intentionally learn and more looking for the just that immersive feeling, you know?
Yeah.
Let's see. Would you ever be willing or able to ignore a historical custom if it wasn't a major plot point?
That's so hard for me because, like, again, for this past book, I was on looking up actual newspapers from the time to see what day of the week lectures would have been given at the Royal Academy for this certain professor. No one cares. No one cares. No one knows that information. But I was like, he was giving the lectures on Monday, so they're going to be on Monday in my book. It doesn't matter. Like I find it. I've looked up moon phases. They're walking down the street at night on February 17th, 1811. What was it, a full moon? Was it a quarter moon? Like, what was the deal? I gotta know. I gotta know. So I'll find stuff like that that like it literally does not matter. But I do get really tripped up, and it's hard if I know this is how it was.
Yeah. I'm just
I really want it to be that way.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll flub it. Sometimes I'll be like, okay, for the sake of the story, I have to put this aside. It kind of depends on what historical custom we're talking about. If it's a major way that people would have conducted themselves, I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna make it so it fits that. If it's
Mhm.
a really, really minor thing like moon phases, we can get over that and do something different.
Yeah. Although now I'm imagining Meredith reading a Regency romance that's set in the same time as one of her books and being like, "Wait, I know what month this is. It's not a full moon that."
Yeah. Or like this last book, the first draft, I was going back to look at some old stuff. the first draft, I had a scene taking place in Vauxhall Gardens, which is a really like classic setting for a Regency romance. It was like
Mm.
they called it a pleasure garden, which sounds hilarious nowadays, but it was just like a fun place to go and schmooze and party and whatever.
Mm.
And I had my characters there in February, but Vauxhall Gardens, it's an outdoor place. It's a garden. Meredith, come on. February in London, no one wants to be outside February in London. It was open May through August. So I had already written the first draft with them in this place, and I was like, oh my gosh, you dumbhead. You can't have them there outside for at nighttime. It's freezing. They're gonna no. So I had to scrap those scenes completely, and I rewrote it. So now they're at the opera, and that's indoors, and it's fine.
Yeah.
So I'll change stuff to make it fit more often than not.
Yeah. And I feel like I run into that with even with fantasy too. I feel like anything you write, you're gonna run into those little bits and pieces of like the way things are or should be or whatever that mess up what you're trying to do. Like there's
Yeah.
always. Okay, let's see. Ooh, J47 is reading an Amber in the Ashes. Very nice. I feel like I recognize that title, and I feel like I
Ember in
like
the
that.
Ashes?
Probably. Yeah.
I think that's yeah. I
Yeah.
read that ages ago. It was really good.
Let's see. Yeah, taking breaks while writing. Who would have thought? Yeah, I'm bad with that too. Let's see. Okay. All right, I feel like that's all the things here. Okay, so here's the question. It's 11:52. We could chat for a few more minutes and then wrap up, or we could squeeze in one more sprint. What are you thinking?
I'm fine to keep going for another sprint.
Me too. I feel like now that I actually started and I'm a sentence in, I want to actually accomplish something with the copy edits. Like it's such a struggle. It's like I don't know. I feel like the stage of editing is scary because it's like I know I'm limited and how much time I have left, and now I'm boxed in with like deadlines, and I'm like, okay, like could I technically push things back? Yes. Do I think I'll be able to finish everything? And do I still have Slack worked in? Yes, but
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
But if you're in the final hour and you notice a huge plot hole and the whole book is ruined.
Oh no. That's like the worst nightmare.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Oh, I love that commitment to detail though. I feel like it comes through when people read it. I agree 100%. Like
It better.
it's that consistency of detail that just like, like some readers I feel like can just not pay attention to it, but a lot of them will like, even if they don't realize it or know what they're picking up on, they'll pick up on things and be like, this seems a little weird. I'm not, like,
Yeah.
good. Okay. Are we thinking another 30 minutes then?
I'm fine with whatever. Yeah, that's good for me.
All right, let's do it. Okay, we got another 30-minute sprint. This will be the last 30-minute sprint. Let me see. Ooh, what do I have? Can I put up a little message? Well, actually, you know what I can do? Okay. I'm going to be a little fussy.
On StreamYard, if you add a banner, it'll have that up.
Yes, that is what I want. Okay, create a banner. We are sprinting for 30 minutes. Feel free to work on your own projects while we work on ours. We will check in once the timer goes off. Okay. Add banner. Wait, how do I? Okay, there we go.
She's a technical genius.
Okay, I know. Look at me go. All right, so then we would sprint over here, and I might need to move. Yes, I'm going to need to move us up. Boom. So fancy. Such wow. Save. Update layout. Look at us go. All right. Here we go. Oh, gosh. All right. Okay, 30 minutes. If you want to throw what you're working on or what your goal is for the sprint in the chat, feel free to do so. And then at the end of the 30 minutes, we'll check in probably fairly briefly, see how everyone's doing, and then yeah. Yes. Okay. See you all in 30 minutes. Okay, I think that's the end of our sprint. Let's see if I can hide that banner. Turn on my light. Okay. Oh, okay. How was that for you?
Pretty good. I finished the channels. We're done with that.
Ooh.
Now we're moving on to marriage settlements.
I love it.
There's so many things where I'm like, I know I've read this somewhere, and I need to look it up to make sure I'm remembering it correctly.
Mm.
So.
Yeah, I can imagine. I got through about a full chapter of edits, which I'm hoping having to do all of these manually is teaching me how to like put my commas in the right space better in the future.
Yeah.
And now I have to decide if I want to go with staffs or staves.
Stave sounds so much cooler.
It does, but I feel like I worry there's people that don't know that staves is typically the plural of staff.
True.
And they'll be like, what is that? You know?
Yeah, that's true.
We'll see. Let's see. Ooh, Seb wrapped up their short story. Draft complete 4,048 words.
Nice.
Ooh, that's a lot of words then that you got in the last sprint. That's epic. Peter has done about 1% progress, but a good 1%. Nice. Let's see. Tried to find more scenes to insert, but they would only distract from the pace of the narrative, so it's a little shorter than planned. I feel like that's okay.
Yeah.
And let's see. 414 words of notes for a new scene. Nice. I like that. Let's see. And that's how people learn new words. I'm all about including the harder words. Yeah, I just need to I need to make sure I explain it in a way where they can pick up that it's different. Like I need to make sure I'm calling it both and make sure I'm referring to like the same weapon within the scene so that people will pick up on it. Like, which I don't know. I feel like that's a common thing that I have to do with a lot of other stuff in this. Like I think it's a common fantasy problem too, just like with made up words. Like,
yeah,
I'm gonna run into this. Which is actually something I probably need to go back and make sure is very clear now that I think about it. But the monsters in my book, I recently gave them an actual name, but in the style of like language I created for naming things, they don't pluralize things typically with an S at the end. So like a single one of these monsters is called a Dakya, which is Dakya, but plural is Dakii. So like I have to make sure it's very clear that that's the plural form of this.
I feel like an I ending for plural is like pretty. I mean, like Latin uses that.
It's a Slavic, a common thing in a lot of Slavic languages, which is what my naming language is based off. Is it follows a lot of the conventions of Slavic languages without stealing one specifically. You know.
Yeah.
So I hope it's not too out there.
Would be, I don't know. I feel like I would with that I ending. I feel like that would make it clear this is plural.
Yeah, we'll find out. Yeah, I feel like that's the kind of stuff that like I was changing very last minute, and I probably should have formalized earlier. But then I just decided like right before I put the first 2 chapters out, I'm like, if I'm gonna name these, I have to do it now before I put this out there. Yeah. I was like, we're doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, because like we do stuff like cacti.
Yeah, exactly. So it's that sort of thing.
That's
so
Latin,
it's not
right?
too crazy.
Derived from Latin. I took 4 years of Latin in high school, and I don't even know. I'm like, wow.
yeah.
Romani.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, it's not super unusual, right? It's not without basis in real world languages.
Fairly familiar, yeah.
Yeah. So it'll be fine. I haven't technically had a reader other than those first 2 chapters actually read it with swapping the monster names in for like real things yet. So we'll see what people think when someone actually reads the full book with those in there, because that is a new addition. let's see, working on a book sharing app. 1% in 30 minutes is quite good in general. It might sound weird, but I'm proud. Hey, be proud of whatever you're working on.
Cool, yeah.
Progress is progress. 700 words in 3 sprints. Not bad for starting, for worrying about starting. Yeah, absolutely. I feel like that's great. And for starting, I feel like it's always so much harder. Like, A, just starting anything in general, I'm always so much slower. And second, I feel like for a short story, those every words have to count so much more because you have so fewer of them. So, like,
Yeah.
let's see. Margaret says, I'm very much a throw them in the deep end writer, and I use Greek-based pluralization, and either people figure it out or they don't. Whether it works long term remains to be seen. I mean, I feel like as long as you're consistent and, like, I feel like a lot of people are relatively familiar with that, especially if it's, like, kinda clear that's what you're doing. I feel like that sounds great.
Yeah.
Mhm. And, like, throwing them in the deep end sets your expectations off from the beginning.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh. Okay. We're definitely not sprinting again. I don't know. Do you I probably need to feed myself. It's like 12:30 where I am right now.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
food.
I'm about to go get lunch too.
Mhm. Perfect. I don't know. I mean, like, do you wanna, like, shout out your channel again or anything fun you have coming out or anything? I don't know.
Ooh,
I don't know how you
I
wrap
mean,
these
I
things
don't have
up.
anything fun coming out, but um, yeah, I mean, you can find me here on YouTube as Meredith Phillips Writes. I'm occasionally over on Instagram. I'm at the same handle. I'm not as consistent over there at all, but I do vlogs here on YouTube, and yeah, I mean, more fun vlogging to come.
Yeah. Wonderful. Fabulous. All right. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, this has been fun. Yeah. Thank everyone for coming and writing with us slash getting stuff done. It's been good. Yes. Happy spooky month. A platform to allow writers to start promoting their stories even before finishing. I mean, I feel like I don't know. I'd have to know more information about it because I feel like writers do that now just by sharing bits and pieces or quotes and stuff. So, I mean, I feel like that's already a part of the process. So it could be an interesting thing.
Could be fun because it's hard, like with all the stupid algorithm stuff.
Mm,
It can be hard to find people writing the same kind of thing you're writing. Like Instagram has hashtags, which you used to be able to search hashtags by like most recent, and you can't do that anymore. So they're like, worth, I don't, why am I even tagging it?
mm,
So I feel like anything to help find similar writers to you could be super valuable,
mm,
especially if you make it easy to search for them.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a rough life. It's part of why I struggle so much with social media. I'm just like, I don't want to worry about all this.
Hmm.
Ugh, it's a rough life.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I hope everyone has a wonderful, wonderful Sunday. Thank you so much for joining me, Meredith. This was
Yeah.
fantastic.
This was fun.
Yeah. All right. I am going to end the stream now. Have fun, everybody, and goodbye.
Bye.